Okay, so this is part one of dealing with depression that could be leading to suicidal thoughts. Um, the first step is, sorry guys, the first step is to talk about it. I make this the first step because for me, that was one of the hardest parts. My first, the first time that my depression surfaced, I was still a minor, considered a minor. So it wasn't an option. I had to see a psychiatrist. And they used to ask all these questions that made me feel so naked. I felt so vulnerable. And I thought they were just trying to like dig into my life. I just wasn't comfortable. What I didn't know at the time was that talking about it is one way to kind of shove some of the baggage out. You may think it wouldn't work, but the truth is, at the end of the discussion, you do feel lighter. Now, when I say talk about it, I don't mean get a professional. That's not what I'm saying. Find someone you trust. Although I do know that one of the biggest things about depression is that you tend to shut people out. I know that for me, that's my number one step. Once I start to shut people out, ignore people, cut off friendships, I'm like, okay, Ade, you're slipping back into depression. Once you start to shut yourself off from the world, you don't want that to happen. You want to put in twice as much effort to keep contact with some people that you trust. When you do feel comfortable, pull them aside and tell them the truth about what you're feeling, regardless of how little it might seem to you. This is something that, like I will always say, this is something that keeps you up at night. This is something that puts negative thoughts into your mind. This is something that affects your life negatively. It is not little. So you want to take someone you trust or someone you know can look out for you. Call them aside and discuss what you're feeling with them. It doesn't have to be all at once, because sometimes that can be overwhelming. At least for me, I know it's overwhelming. It could be something little first, like this morning I had this thought, and I'm telling it to you because once I tell it to you, it becomes real. The thing is, when we keep these thoughts in our mind, they're there, but they're not. I don't know how to explain it because I'm not really good with getting my thoughts out into words. But they're there, but when they're stuck in your head, they're more susceptible to be listened to. Once you say it out to someone and you know that someone is actually looking out for you, you're less prone to acting on those thoughts. I don't know if that made any kind of sense, but I'm hoping it did. So definitely, step number one, talk about it. Talk about it. I promise you, it might seem hard at first, but it's not. Another thing is, when the time came and I felt like what I was feeling was too heavy to talk to people I knew or people or people that were looking right at me, when I felt that way, I called the suicide hotline. I would keep the number for the suicide hotline in my description. It's not embarrassing at all. And I promise you, there are people there that understand what you're going through because they went through it and they can't wait to help you. So talk about it. Talk about it, talk about it, talk about it. It's going to help you immensely. It helps me. So I know it's going to help you. And you have to just be in the habit of getting comfortable with it. All right, guys. See you next vlog. That is such a funny word. Vlog. It's like blog. It's like vlog because it's a video vlog. Bye, guys. Good night. Or morning. Or afternoon. Depends on when you're watching. Okay, bye.